Good afternoon, everybody. My name is George, and I want to talk to you about a flight JLA 8054 leaving out of Grant County, Washington to Tokyo with a layover in Anchorage, Alaska. So this was a cargo flight. It had one pilot, two co-pilots, and two cattle handlers. This was a flight filled, it was a DC-8 filled with live beef. So good times. I apologize in advance. I don't like talking about airplane crashes, so it kind of bums me out. But the long and short of it is, this flight was leaving January 13th, 1977, from Grant County, Washington. Shortly after takeoff, the plane ascended about 100 feet, uh, stalled, slid to the left, and hit the ground. Everyone died. And the cause was pilot intoxication exacerbated by icing issues. So there were some minor icing issues on the leading edge of the airfoils, and I'm sure that affects. I'm not a pilot personally. I don't know how much it affects the actual flight, but the main problem was the pilot. The pilot's blood alcohol content was double what's allowed in Alaska, and obviously it's his fault. But they interviewed NSTV interviewed 13 individuals, and of those individuals, 5 people said that the pilot was flush and his eyes were glazed over, and he just didn't seem right. He seemed confused, and through this whole process, the co-pilots were there with him, observing his behavior, I'm sure, as well as anybody. So a part of the autopsy of this flight was that the co-pilots failed to report this intoxication, and yeah. So digging a little deeper, the pilot was a 53-year-old American, well-seasoned pilot, and the co-pilots were Japanese nationals, both of them 31 years of age, and both of these people failed to report that the pilot was not ready to fly safely. So, looking at Japan, and I mean, there were tons of factors, tons of ways this could have been avoided. But if you want to talk about cultural differences, Japan has an Hofstede's hierarchy power distance score of 54, while that's very progressive for most Asian countries. It's still a lot higher than most Western countries, the United States being a 40. So the thinking is that maybe these pilots did not want to shame their elder or superior by reporting him as not ready to perform his duties. And because of this social cultural apprehension, all of them are dead now. So it is important that we find ways to mitigate these cultural differences because they do cost lives. My name is George, and thank you for listening.